The biggest name.
You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, joining us now, Kurt Helin, NBC Sports, ProBasketballTalk.com. Kurt, we thought we'd let you off the hook for the remainder of the summer, and then LeBron decides to do LeBron-like things, and now he's on his way to Philadelphia with the 76ers. As I mentioned earlier, thoughts and prayers with our very own Tony Jones, but all that being said, is Philadelphia a title contender?
Yeah, look, I would put them in that level only because somebody's going to come out of the East. And I think I would have the Knicks as the favorite. They've done it. I've seen them put it together like we know it works. And they really started to find something at the end of last season and in the playoffs. This team has to show it can click like that. Like, it's who's going to make the sacrifice in terms of touches? Is that going to be different people on different nights? Or is it going to be, somebody going to take the Chris Bosh, all right, I'll just back off role? Like, they're going to have to figure that stuff out. But on paper, they're right there if Joel Embiid's knees cooperate. Like that, to me, that's the ultimate question, right? You've now kind of bet everything on Joel Embiid's knees being able to hold up for 4 playoff series.
And that's a big if, knowing Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that's the big one, because I think Maxey Brown, LeBron was kind of happy in a more facilitator role last year for a while in March. Like, he can adapt to whatever they need. He certainly has the IQ and the understanding of what that team needs. And I think it's a good chemistry fit with the three of them. But the three of them and all 4 of their starters, and then Adem Bona at the 5 is not a contender. It just is not. Like, they're going to have to go get a real 5. I think they're going to probably be in the market for a good backup 5 if one comes along, because they don't have one now, with all due respect to the couple guys on the roster. But they need, ultimately, with Embiid, yes. The Embiid we saw in the Boston series last year, yeah. But I don't know. That's a big risk. I mean, you get to live in New York, I guess, but whatever.
We're on the same page, Kurt, because I said the same thing. I mean, I think those 2 guards are explosive and exciting, and they're a great watch. And so you add Jaylen Brown to that, but you do need, like, Joel Embiid actually has to play. And we talked about the last 3 years. I think most games he's played in the last 3 years is 39. So that is the 7-foot, 270-pound question. Is it more so an attitude thing that needs to be adjusted? And if so, can LeBron maybe help in that area too with Embiid?
Maybe it might. I mean, it might be that, and it also might be that they have the advantage now with those 4 guys and with the depth on that roster, even in an East that, frankly, might be a little deeper than the West.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think their top end is as good, but that is now a deep conference of good teams. That said, Maxey Brown, Edgecombe, and LeBron can win you a lot of games, and that lets them ease. Hey, if Joel plays 40 games this season, but he's ready to go when it matters, all good. Like, that's, at this point, that is all you're hoping for. Get him. He's not going for 65 and MVP again. Like, it's going to be get him enough games and get everybody working on the same page comfortable enough, which is going to be. Nick Nurse has some work to do. It's going to be interesting because Joel isn't like a set the pick and roll guy, right? He's not going to roll hard to the rim like it is. He wants the ball more at the nail or elbow, serve as a facilitator a little bit, some DHO stuff. It's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. And like, I don't know, if I had VJ Edgecombe on my fantasy team, I'd be mildly concerned about the number of touches he's going to get.
So, by the way, Kurt Helin, NBC Sports, ProBasketballTalk.com joins us. So, Miami, you go to Miami for the lifestyle. It's Miami. So that makes sense. You go to Cleveland for the nostalgic angle, going back home, that storyline. I know L.A. kind of pushed him out the door, but you stay in L.A. for the glamour and the business opportunities. Why Philly? Like, what is there any reason why he chose Philly? Like, the underlying, like, we know what LeBron said, but usually there's always something else to the story. Can you figure out anything else to the story? Why Philadelphia?
Not particularly. I mean, there were advantages. He is close to Tyrese Maxey, who's another clutch client. The New York thing legitimately has come up a few times, and people I've talked to where it's like he can live part-time there. They practice in Camden, get to Philadelphia for games. That's not crazy. It's doable part-time. But ultimately, I think it's winning because at the end of the day, it had to be that because it wasn't he went as far away from his family as he could.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was something and I don't think he means that insultingly. It's just he prioritized winning. I'm not sure what else it would be.
So looking at the East, and we just talked about it, Boston's got to be scratching their head going, what in the world did we just do?
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Stevens has been kind of the wonder kid, for a long time, but this looks to be pretty monumental.
I get what he was thinking in the sense that Denver is dealing with this right now. They matched the offer for Spencer Jones at $6 million next year, and it doubled their tax bill.
Yeah.
Because once you get to a certain point, it's a mess. They're now over the second apron, and then Peyton Watson isn't even re-signed. They're kind of a whole issue. And I get that Brad Stevens was trying to avoid that, but man, you won a championship with these two guys 2 years ago. I don't, as good as Joe Mazzulla's system has been, as good as they have been able to find the Peyton Pritchards of the world who step up and make plays, and Derek White's very good and all that. In that East, that's just a much harder road for them now. I'd have them in a second they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm not convinced they're a true contender. They're going to win a lot of regular season games, but I don't know that I fear them in the playoffs the same way now, because you couldn't load up too much on Tatum because Jaylen Brown becomes your finals MVP. Well, now I can kind of load up on Tatum. And nothing again, Derek White or whomever. I don't know who the other guy is there that I'm genuinely scared of.
So you mentioned the Denver situation. Now that bill's not going to come due until the end of next season, but as of right now, signing Spencer Jones to a guaranteed 2-year, $12 million contract increases their tax bill $36 million. So right now, there's $68 million in tax penalties. So are there a lot of teams circling Denver they're going to have to be selling at some point?
Exactly. Look, if they wanted to sign and trade Peyton Watson right now, they would actually have to do a salary dump to do that because they're over the second apron and can't take a player back. It's sticky for them. We also all know the Kroenke family history in pretty much all of their sports. They're not going to be paying that second apron number at the end of the season. There will be some. I'll tell you that a lot of teams are watching them. Hey, can we get in on Peyton Watson? Because a lot of people understandably like him. But they are just loaded with massive salaries. And there are people around the league who wonder if Aaron Gordon becomes the guy out the door. Because as much a glue guy and as kind of critical to fitting it all together as he can be for them, and as well as he plays with Jokic, he's kind of had injury issues the last couple of years. And is he, if you're not going to move on from Jamal Murray, then do you have to move on from how much you're paying Aaron Gordon? And I'll tell you that there's a lot of teams who could really use, even in a limited role. I mean, Aaron Gordon at the 4 would help a lot of contending teams. So there's a market for that. Teams are watching. Denver isn't there yet, but they're stuck. They're going to have to do something.
I've heard that Kenny Atkinson said that, analytically, this might be the worst summer Cleveland's ever had. They were right there on the doorstep with LeBron, apparently. But to me, do you feel like Cleveland now, because they lost Dean Wade in this whole thing, is Cleveland headed down? And if so, who are a couple teams that are coming up?
First off, I think they're going to win a lot of regular season games in Cleveland. That's still Mitchell and Harden and Evan Mobley. The only hope they have now is Evan Mobley makes the leap forward on offense. Everybody keeps kind of hoping he makes, but he's never really done. Jared Allen's in the middle too. So, but I don't see them getting back to the conference finals. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Teams on the rise. Toronto's interesting when they that Kawhi Leonard trade goes through. That's now a whole lot of athletic. That was a 46-win team a year ago that adds some depth, gets a little older, and if they add Kawhi and he can play close to the level he did last season when he was an All-NBA player, that's a really interesting, dangerous team that I think people are overlooking. I think we kind of sometimes forget Indiana will be all the way back with Halliburton. But the other team I really like, I like Atlanta.
Yeah.
I like what they've done. I am a big fan of Johnson at the 4, but also just after watching Kingston Flemings at Summer League, and we've got some, and we know he can score. We saw it in Houston. But we're like, now he goes in there and he showed at Summer League, like, I can just be a point guard. I can be a floor general kind of point guard. If he can get the ball to the right guys, they're good. And mostly Dyson Daniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and now Lou Dort.
They're going to be a nightmare to play against, bro.
Yeah, that is a hard team to win. That's the kind of thing that gets you in playoff series and wins you some series. Like, they're just going to be hard to play against. Quinn Snyder's a really smart coach. Like, I really like the direction they're headed. I think they're going to be a very good team this year.
And, the thing that we're talking about here, as you mentioned, is the East. And I think, again, from top to bottom, I think you hit it on the head. The East is better than the West. Now, top heavy, certainly West, but
yes,
top to bottom, like the East is no joke. And whoever comes out of there is going to be battle tested for sure.
If you count Washington as a legitimate team, which, Trae Young, Anthony Davis, AJ DeBonsa, if you think they're at all postseason threat, that's 12 teams that legitimately think they should be in the playoffs next year. That's a little deeper than the West right now, even though I think the West is going to be interesting because I think Utah is going to be on the rise. I'm really curious what Portland looks like with the Ja Morant risk, roll of the dice, but I kind of get them for taking it. Like, I'm kind of okay with it. It's very much a Tom Durden owner, hey, let's buy a distressed asset, see if we can make it better kind of private equity mentality, but it might work.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they look like, but I think there's some. I think you're going to see some teams dip in the West. Golden State's what is Golden State now? There's a few teams that I just don't scare me at all. So,
hey, is Dun trying to pull a major league, run a team into the ground so he can move it?
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's very in the Pacific Northwest. That's not the analogy they use. They use Clay Bennett.
Yeah. No, that's
that. But it kind of looks that way. It kind of feels that way a little bit. The challenge becomes, where does he move I think the league would push back, especially with the team going into Seattle. The league would. You're going to have to really convince the other owners. And where is he going to go? If Vegas and Seattle are off the market. I've heard people say he might try to move to Raleigh, North Carolina, and move them basically with the Hurricanes, but I'm not sure the league would. I'm not sure the league would go for that. So I think he wants to. I don't, or at least that's the playbook he seems to be trying to use. But this area, it's messy up there, and it's messy with their city council and them like, hey man, we're approving all this money. You're not going to pitch in anything. And he's kind of like, I don't know. I pay my taxes. What else do you want?
Yeah,
from me? Like I'm not sure that's going to get it done in that market. So it's going to be tough because he's not the guy who strikes me as like, hey, you know what I'm going to do is just build my own building.
Oh no.
Which he's not going the Steve Ballmer route of, hey, I'll just build my own building. Fine. Like, I don't think he can do that. So if he's not doing that, I'm not sure where he goes, but it's interesting because that's not the team that was at the top of the watch list for moving. That team might have been in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what's going to happen there.
So, look, you know what? You boot the masseuse out at noon, fine, whatever. You don't take two-way players to playoff games. All right, whatever. You give your coach essentially a one-year contract. Okay. You mess with Kevin Calabro, now we got problems. And
exactly.
You don't mess with one of the greatest, if not the greatest, radio announcer in the history of the NBA. That's a bridge too far as I'm concerned. And and by the way, his subprime comment was really good. That was well done by him.
Yes, exactly. It was a very smooth little transition. We'll see what he does for the next year or so, but when I'm the Seattle ownership group, whoever I am, and I get control of that team
first phone call
by the end of the year, that's like one of my first phone calls. It's like, hey, how would you feel about a job? Because he'd be great in the community in the year and a half, 2-year run up to launching actual games there anyway. So, he's going to land on his feet, but that's just another sign. I mean, they've cleaned house in the building and cleaned house in the building and not in the Lakers way, like where we're just going to retool this and rebuild in a different style. It's like, no, I'm just cleaning house. I am saving money, and it's.
We were talking to an NBA exec about a month or so ago, and he mentioned the Lakers, and I think I mentioned this to you as well. But he said the Lakers are going to figure it out now that they've got some money, now that they've got an ownership group that is liquid. Because the buses, I mean, they were worth a ton, but didn't actually have the liquid capital to really, get crazy. And so, with that being said, you get a group like that can spend like they do with the Dodgers. The Lakers are going to, he said, the Lakers are going to be back fast. What are your expectations on this year's team with the Lakers?
I think there's a second tier in the West for me between like 2 and 6, 3 and 6, assuming we're going to assume OKC and San Antonio are 1-2, right? I think we'll grant that one. There's a whole kind of mid-range of teams, Houston, Denver, where we've just got questions. And I think the Lakers could finish third, and I wouldn't be shocked because like it kind of comes together for them in the regular season, and Luka plays 68, 70 games, and they're rolling, and Reeves stays healthy, and I think if it all comes together for them, this is a better stylistically built team around them. Even if I don't trust them in the playoffs, I think they'll win a lot of games. But they're still I would say I don't think they're ready to contend with Oklahoma. Like, I don't know that they could get past Oklahoma City. I mean, they got swept by them last year, but I don't think they can get past Oklahoma City and San Antonio. But on the flip side, for the next few years, I'm totally not sure how anybody does in the West. Like that's a gauntlet at the top of two really good teams. And even if one of them has a down year due to injuries or whatever, like there's still the other one. So, by the way, I can see why LeBron went East in the sense that like it's a deeper conference, but I don't have the giant Cyclops at the top blocking the entrance to the cave, man.
Nice reference. Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I did enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
As a weird historian, historian isn't the word, but mythology buff. I'm not sure that that's accurate history. By Homer there, but as a piece of storytelling, I actually thought it was a fun adaptation. I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, for all you kids out there, the book's better. If you know what just wait till your junior high English class, and you'll get a chance to read it. It's awesome.
You'll have no choice.
Yeah, they make you do it.
Odyssey's better than the Iliad too. So
I prefer Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That is a great adaptation of it. I don't think a lot of people knew it was, but it was kind of a fun. That's a really well done movie, by the way. The whole thing is
fantastic.
Put it on your list, Alex. Yeah. We got a 20-year-old in the booth. We tell him what he needs to watch.
Yeah. He's
that would be.
He's an old soul when it comes to music. Movies, not so much. We're working with him. Did you get Shawshank in? Did you finally watch Shawshank?
I did watch Shawshank, yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
At least we got that one off the list. All right. Well, Kurt, we appreciate it.
How was he able to?
Oh, sorry.
How was he able to find that on cable? It's not like it replays it every day.
Let's see. It's on 17 things right now.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
When you're in hotel rooms as much as you are, and I do the hotel circuit too, like there's a few things you can always find at any given time. Shawshank Redemption and Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. You will always have those on.
It's so funny you said that because I was just about to go to that exact place. I'm like, I'm not a big Beat Bobby Flay fan or whatever, but if Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is on, I'll watch and hope that they pop up with whatever city I'm in.
Yeah, I will not allow any disrespect for Guy Fieri, man. Anybody wants to make fun of him, I will stick up for that guy. I love that dude.
I like the hairstyle.
I like anybody's hairstyle. So.
Yeah, you and me both. Kurt, you're the best, dude. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Take care, guys.
There he is, Kurt Helin, NBC Sports, ProBasketballTalk.com.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tossed top.